Alright YouTube, it's your boy AlexTrainsMIGWelding back here for another video. Do you like the new 7-string guitar that I got myself for Christmas? This is an Ibanez S7420. Look at it. Very pretty. Cool. I'm super excited because I've been playing guitar for like almost 20 years now, and I've never owned a 7-string until a couple days ago. You guys can, I get the unboxing just kind of like playing up in the corner there. I recorded the unboxing on New Year's Eve and then just kind of decided not to post it. I don't really know why, but anyway, that's not what this video is about. I want to welcome you guys to part number 3 of the welding vlog, and actually this is I kind of want to make this part number 1 of a new welding series that I'm putting together, because as you can see in the background here, I actually have a design now. So in the first 2 welding videos, it was me familiarizing myself with the welding process, learning how to do it, my buddy teaching me a bunch of things. And now I've actually put together a design that I want to build. This is going to be like a bar height table, so it's going to be about 40 inches tall. And this is going to replace what is right now my kind of dining room table, which can only seat 4 people. But with this size table, it's going to be able to seat 6. And here's just an overview of the table. So if you've been watching any of my other videos, you'd know that I'm an engineer. And as an engineer, I really like to build stuff and design stuff. So I got on my CAD software. CAD stands for Computer Aided Design, just in case you don't know. And I built this 3D model for this bar table that I'm going to build. Now, I really wish that I could actually show you guys the real 3D model and not just a screenshot, because with the 3D model we can spin it and we can look in various little places and stuff like that, and kind of more easily visualize the design intent. Unfortunately, I was doing a lot of this on my work laptop, and I can't screen record my work laptop, obviously, for security reasons.
China. I love
So I took this screenshot, and the table is going to be about 6 feet long in this direction, and then about 3 feet wide. And there are obviously some more exact dimensions to that, but we'll talk about those in a later video. It's going to sit on a steel frame, which is this brown part, and then there are going to be detachable legs, which are basically this pink part and the green part all the way down to the purple part. And I'm pretty excited about just welding this together in general, but also this tabletop is going to be basically a butcher block countertop. Now, if you guys don't know what a butcher block countertop looks like, it looks like a giant cutting board. It looks really cool. I'm going to get a nice bright wood. I think the wood that I've selected is birch, which is a really light color wood. Even more lightly colored than this. Actually, it's about this color right here. But it looks all kind of, layered together and glued together like a cutting board does, so it's really cool. So anyway, I just wanted to take the opportunity with this video to share with you guys some of the engineering that has gone into this table, and this is going to be the beginning of a series where basically I'll take you guys through the entire process of building the table, not just assembling it, but all the issues that we encounter and stuff like that. And one thing I wanted to point out in this video is I put together some engineering drawings. Now, if you're an engineer or an aspiring engineer, you know that engineering drawings are really important. I put together some 2-dimensional drawings. That's because we're doing this in the garage. A lot of engineering companies now will use 3D drawings, which are really nice because then the actual person who fabricates the part can go through and rotate the model and interrogate it, take measurements, etc., and really get a good idea of the design intent. For this, since we're just fabbing it up in the garage, as I said, 2D drawings is fine. You can see the overall height from floor up to top is about 38 inches, but then the butcher block is 1.5 inches thick, so add 1.5 inches to that, and you get 39.75 inches tall, if I did my math right, which I suck at mental math, even though I'm an engineer. Yeah, so these green parts are the legs right here. Here I have called out some bend radii, things that we're going to attempt. So I actually just went to the metal supply store today Now, you can see from this drawing, these individual legs right here call out a 1/2 inch diameter circular bar. But I actually went to the metal supply store and I got 2 5-foot pieces of 1/2 inch, and then I got 4 5-foot long pieces of 1/4 inch. And the reason I got the 1/4 inch is because in the next video, my buddy and I are going to mess around with the metal bender and we're going to try to form these shapes that I have called out here. And we just want to get some practice with 1/4 inch, and then we have another couple specimens to do with 1/2 inch to see if we can really dial them in. Because of the shape of this triangle, you can see it's a right triangle. It's not like an equilateral triangle. 2 of these legs are going to be symmetric with one another. They'll be the same, and then the third leg will be different. That's why I've got leg number 1 right here and leg number 2 and 3 right over here. Going over to the subframe, so here you can see some more of the overall dimensions. So 66 inches. This is going to be recessed by 4 inches on either side of the actual table so that the frame looks a little bit recessed from the outside of the frame. I thought that would give it a pretty cool look. 31 inches wide here. And then if you look at this section down here in the lower right, we're going to be using a 2 inch by 2 inch L section structural steel for this, and the thickness is 3/16 of an inch. Now, one thing I wanted to point out about this design is these purple parts right here are actually little drill bushings, and if I go back over to my image right here, you can see there's these blue pins right here. So one thing that I really wanted to implement with this design is I wanted to make it easy to disassemble. And the reason disassembly was really essential for me is 2 reasons. One is that if you've ever picked up these big pieces of steel stock, they're really heavy. So I didn't want to have to move, a 100-pound table around on the hardwood floor and risk damaging the hardwood floor. This way, I can take off the legs into more manageable weight chunks. Now, I actually did weight calculations on all this, and the table is expected to weigh about 100 to 130 pounds fully built, which is pretty heavy for a table. The second reason that I wanted to make these removable is basically so that I could get it into my house easier. My doors aren't extremely wide, and so it's going to be a lot better if I can remove the legs, and if I ever move or whatever, it's going to be pretty easy to take the table in and out from there. One thing that I don't have shown on this image is how the butcher block is actually going to be attached to the frame. Rather than just putting screws straight up into the butcher block, we might implement a kind of a floating nut design so that if the butcher block itself expands thermally, it'll expand at a different rate than the steel, and so you want to allow that expansion. So we'll probably have some slotted holes and some ability for this thing to thermally expand, but still make it so that if you try to pick it up from the tabletop, you'll pick up the whole frame. You won't just lift the wood off of the frame. So anyway, that's going to conclude this video. I'm not sure how many parts this series will be, but if you guys have any comments on the design, any ideas, if you guys are big welders or big metal formers, definitely hit me up in the comments section. Let me know your suggestions. Let me know your ideas. Because I don't have a ton of subscribers right now, it'll actually be pretty easy for me to respond to your guys' comments. So go ahead and do that. And also, if you guys wanted to screenshot these drawings and actually copy the design for yourself and try to build it yourself, I fully welcome that. And in fact, that would actually be kind of cool if somebody else was, trying to build this at the same time as me and uncovered issues. So feel free to screenshot these and, try to build it yourself, try and guess the design intent. Comment if you have any questions about the design intent. And one last thing I wanted to share with you is I actually got these drill bushings from McMaster Carr. So here's one of them right here. This is a 3/4 inch outer diameter, 3/8 inch inner diameter drill bushing. Now the reason I got drill bushings is they're a little bit more expensive than just sleeves, but they're very well-controlled tolerance. So the inner diameter of this is very close to actually 3/8 of an inch. Then I have a pin right here, which is a 3/8 of an inch outer diameter pin, and this hole right here is actually for the cotter pin that goes on the end so that you can't pull the pin out without removing that pin. So we'll have one bushing on the leg side or on the table frame side, boom. Other bushing on the leg side, boom. And if you know anything about structures, if you got two of these shear pins but they're oriented at 90 degrees with respect to one another, which they are here, you can see one at the top here and then two 90 degrees from that, you've constrained all 6 degrees of motion of this leg. So once those pins are in place, this leg can't rotate, it can't translate, and so you won't get a bunch of slop. You won't be able to wiggle the table and have there be a bunch of slop in the system there. So anyway, I'm really excited to get this welding project underway. My back injury has been improving a lot over the last couple weeks. I'm getting back into being able to lift some heavier weights, being able to do some more intricate workouts. So hopefully we will get some footage of that as well. Maybe even get some more hiking footage. Got a bunch of travel coming up. So anyway, I'm excited to basically kick 2020 off with a bunch of new videos for you guys. So happy new year, everybody. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment, subscribe, whatever. And Alex Trains Chess checking out. Peace.